Okay, it is Friday, August 21st. This is your Bring Me the News and Novak Weather Update. We're focusing on what looks to be a fairly active now 24-hour period here over Minnesota. I think some thunderstorms are going to move into northern Minnesota here into the early evening hours, and eventually we're going to have some sort of boundary, maybe a wind shift boundary or even an outflow boundary that develops over southern Minnesota later tonight, and then storms should fire along that boundary. I'm thinking somewhere around midnight or thereafter. Yes, they could be active, maybe even a couple of severe thunderstorms here. This isn't a classic severe weather type of a scenario, but still, this time of the year, with all this energy in the lower layers of our atmosphere, we could easily see a severe thunderstorm or two out of this system as we go into the late night hours. Now, Cape Valleys, this is the available energy in our atmosphere, especially in the lower layers of our atmosphere. And this is the energy that thunderstorms can tap if they actually do develop. And look at these Cape Valleys as we get into this afternoon and evening now. This is for early this evening, and some very impressive Cape Valleys up near 4,000 JKGs over much of western and central Minnesota. That's pretty good fuel for some thunderstorm development later on tonight. And in fact, those Cape Valleys stick around throughout the morning hours, so no doubt that there will be energy available throughout the night, overnight hours, and into tomorrow morning. And even as we get into tomorrow afternoon, look at these impressive Cape Valleys near the Twin Cities Metro, near and in excess of 3,000 to 4,000 JKG. So yeah, no doubt that the potential for thunderstorms are going to be there for at least the next 24 to 30 hours, which would mean through tomorrow evening. But I'm most concerned about later tonight and into tomorrow morning. Here's future radar from the NamNest computer model guidance, and here it is for later this evening. You can see storms developing over northern Minnesota, northwestern Minnesota here. These actually could be severe too. And then we focus on southern Minnesota late tonight. Okay, because right around midnight tonight, you're going to see storms developing over southern Minnesota near or just south of the Twin Cities Metro, which is right here. And these storms linger into tomorrow morning and even into maybe even portions of the early afternoon. We'll see how long these storms linger over southern Minnesota, but no doubt there could be some heavy rains and, yes, even a severe warning or two out of these storms. Then we get even a refire of some storms. They'll be scattered as we get into later tomorrow afternoon and evening. But again, I'm most concerned about what we're expecting late tonight and into tomorrow morning. In fact, Novak Weather and Bring Me the News has portions of southern Minnesota outlined for at least a little bit of a better opportunity for some severe weather late tonight and tomorrow morning. I think the timing again would be after 9 p.m., more towards midnight, and then some pretty big boomers as we get into the early morning hours. These are the types of storms that will wake you up in the middle of the night. As a low pressure system, it's a subtle low pressure system, but as a low pressure system and cool front try to move east into this soupy air over southern Minnesota. Speaking of soupy air, just a quick look into next week. This is the European computer model guidance now for later in the day on Tuesday of next week. And look at this warm bubble of air in the lower and middle layers of our atmosphere that flows into the Dakotas and Minnesota by Tuesday of next week. This is the type of air that, number one, from a summer standpoint, this is going to be one of the warmest periods that we've experienced all summer, will be early next week. And along with that, with temperatures so warm at 850 and 700 millibars, this is what we call a cap. So it's likely that even though we're going to have some really warm and soupy air over southern and central Minnesota as we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week, I think it's going to be too warm to storm in many areas. And again, we call that a cap. So if you like the warm air that we've had today and that we're going to have this weekend, you're going to really love next week, because I think the warm air is going to stick around for about the next 5 days. All right, thank you for joining me for this Bring Me the News Novak Weather Update. Have a great weekend, everybody, and keep an eye to the sky, especially later tonight and tomorrow morning.